Hey y'all, it's Misha T here with the All Things Said podcast. Here's where we let out our peace for peace, meaning letting out what you've been holding in for a better peace of mind. We stay true to ourselves and have those tough conversations we normally wouldn't. So get comfortable, chill, and get ready to be real and heal. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Misha T here with the All Things Said podcast. And first and foremost, we're going to start off with a question of the day. And the question of the day is going to be something for you to sit back and ask yourself, dwell on, think on. And it's also going to be, just give you a little preview of what we're going to be talking about on today's episode or that day's episode. But the question of the day is, do you focus more on the past, the present, or the future? For me, I focus a lot on the past, to be honest, if I'm just being honest. I think about the future, of course, and I try to stay in the present moment. But, I realize that I'm really like a past thinker. Like, I think a lot about things that has happened in the past. And with that, it brings up, I'll say, thinking about like negative thing that's happened in the past or things that I haven't done that I should have done, and that brings about negative thoughts, then negative energy, then my energy is low, then my whole day is just messed up because I'm waking up with low energy and my thoughts are already negative because the day before or the night before, what was I thinking of the whole day? The past, the past, which then bleeds over until every day after that. But, I've been working on that because I realized that I was watching this video, and which I've actually been watching a couple videos lately, trying to just, stimulate my mind, get my mind right. But this man, he said that often the things that's holding you back or the things that you're holding on to, and you also that you experience what you focus on. And that really hit me because I'm like, well, that makes sense. It makes sense for why every day I might be feeling moody or might be feeling the way, because what I'm focusing on is the past, and I'm focused on the negative things, which is why my day is negative, which is why my night is negative, which is why my mood is down, my energy is low. So now I've been trying to focus more on, for one, being in the present moment, trying to be more in the present moment, and then also, think of the future. But, not think of the future too much, because a lot of times, like, sometimes, like, if you think of the future and that's it, all you're thinking about is tomorrow. Like, it can, how do I say this? It can cause us not to live in the present moment, and then we wake up and we don't even like we can't even enjoy what's going on because we too much in our head about the present. I mean, not the present, the future, the next 5 years, next 2 years, next 2 months, and we're not enjoying anything that's happening right now. So that's one thing I've been trying to do more: focus on the present and just finding something out of every day that's good and that's positive to focus on. To be honest, I've like restarted this episode like 10 times because one thing about me that I noticed, and once again I got this when I was watching this video, but for a long time, like, and still even now, like, I really don't talk about what may be my problems or what I may be going through. It's all internalized. So not talking about things for so long has made it hard to do so when I do talk, and it's hard to explain things, put a pin on certain emotions or feelings, because so much of it has been internalized. So if sometimes I get like a little choked up when I'm talking, it's because like I struggle a lot with communicating my feelings or communicate what I'm trying to say, because I've been quiet, for so long. But I wanted to create this podcast to help not only people, that's just like me, but anyone who needs some speaking to or need to let out anything or to freaking just feel like they're not like so alone. Which is one of the reasons why I A lot of times I don't speak on a lot of things because when you go through a lot of stuff and you just feel like you by yourself and you alone in it and nobody might not understand you, so you just keep everything to yourself. But one thing I realize is that no one is alone and no one is going through something that's not going on with someone else. Like the circumstances and the situations could be different, but the problem at core is still the same. For example, we can have a lady with 3 kids and she has a job that's not paying her enough money and she needs help financially. And then we might have another lady over here, no kids. She might have a good job, but she's not getting enough hours. Both the problem at core is they're struggling financially, but the situations just look different. You know what I mean? So, um, I know there's more people out here that's just like me, and I'm not, so long. And not only are we not alone because it's other people that are going through the same type of things, but we're not alone because we have God, or whoever you believe in a higher power. For me, believe in God, believe in Jesus, and to be honest, like that's one of the main. First of all, that's the thing that's been getting me through this whole thing. It is staying positive, building a relationship with God, having faith in God, and trusting Him. Cause without Him and without this, like I'll be out here pulling my hair out somewhere. Which I mean, I do that sometimes, but that's another topic for another day. But that's the first step. You have to build a relationship with God. To be honest, and for me, I had to start over with my relationship with God because at first I grew up in the church. Like I stayed with my grandma. We grew up going to church all the time. Sundays, Wednesdays, on the weekends sometimes if we have to, or church for the whole week. And it was, as a kid, you forced to go to church. I wouldn't say like forced, like drag you out the house by your hair, but you know what I mean. Like, all right, get up Sunday, we going to church. Like, no question about it. So the relationship felt more like forced and like fake. It wasn't like no real connection, to be honest, because it was just like the same thing every week. Just get up, go to church. You got to go to church. You got to clap your hands, sing, dance, whatever case may be, and then that's it. And then, I'm younger, so I'm not really grasping on to like the connection and relationship part with God until I got older. And like, I ended up not going to church. I haven't been to church in a long time. In which we can get on that. Well, haven't been, and we get on that like another episode. But I wasn't going, and it just didn't feel authentic until I had this experience. I was watching this podcast one day and it was speaking on God, and I had experience I've never had before, and it literally felt like, and I know he was speaking to me, and like I felt it throughout my whole body, and nobody could ever tell me that didn't really happen. But he was speaking to me about my calling and what it was I was being called to do, which one thing is doing this podcast, which is why I have been trying to work on it so hard and do it, because I know this is one thing that I'm supposed to be doing, not only for me and other people but for him. And after that, like, it just made me want to build a connection with him even more. When I felt that, I'm like, whoa, like this is real. Like, I mean, I believed in God and I knew God was real, but before then I never really had my own real like experience with God, just one-on-one, no feeling like that's real through my body. And it encouraged me to get a relationship with him and start building one, a personal relationship, not just a, how do I say it, like a I don't even know what's the word for it, like when you do something, like an automated type relationship, like something that's just automatic, like automatically you go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every this, every that. Like, that's something that's in the books, you're doing, no question about it. Like, instead of actually building one with myself. And I'm still learning on how to build a relationship with God, and how to listen to him, how to receive what he's saying. And it's a lot of things, but ever since I started it, I have felt even better. Like I felt better than never before. I mean, of course, I still have my days. Like I'm talking about now. Like I still have my days where I'm thinking I'm negative and thinking of the past and etc. But I always know that I got him right by my side, and I have also been working on my faith. That's the big thing, working on my faith, and I've been struggling with having faith versus what I'm seeing, believing in God and having faith versus believing what I see in the physical world right now. For example, say I want a car, and I'm like, I'm talking to God, and I'm asking him for a car. And when you have faith, you got to trust and believe that he's gonna do it. But say it's been a month or two and I haven't seen no car. I'm still walking around. I'm still taking buses, still taking lifts and stuff like that. So because I don't see a car in front of me, I'm losing faith. But you can't do that. You have to continue to trust in him. You got to continue to believe and have faith in him that he's gonna do all things and do the things that you ask for, and it's gonna be on his time. And that's another thing. Everything is God timing. Things are not on our timing. That's another struggle. That's another thing that people, I feel like, struggle with, even myself. Like, we may ask God for something, we may want something, but we want it now, or we want it when we want it. And when we don't get it when we want it, then we question God. When really we should be questioning ourselves, because you're supposed to believing in God and believing in his timing and believing in what he says he's going to do for you, not ourselves. We want things to happen our way when we want them, and when they don't, now we falling short on faith. But that's just not how it works. And so that's one thing that I have been continuously every day working at, just having faith versus what I'm seeing out here in the physical world. Because I just realized, like, God can make anything happen in a blink of an eye. You can be broke right now, and then 5 seconds later you got $5,000 in your account. You don't even know where it come from. So just because we might not see nothing working out right now, that doesn't mean that it's not gonna come. Or sometimes we might ask for something so specific, but God gives us something else. But it's what we need versus what we want. For example, back on the car, say we might ask for a Honda. God come and give us a Toyota. It's not what we originally wanted, but what we needed. We might not even needed a Honda. We probably wouldn't even go back to driving good. You don't know how to drive no Honda right. Just certain things. So he gives us what we need. And sometimes he might give us exactly what it is that we ask for, exactly what it is that we want. And sometimes it don't be. But just because it's not exactly what you may have asked for, specifically what you want, that don't mean that you just give up on your faith in God and your trust in God. You keep going, because everything is happening for a reason. Also, you have to be patient. That's another thing I've been working on, patience. A lot of times, when I say we want things when we want them, how we want them, but a key to a lot of things is patience. And without patience comes frustration. If you're not patient, you're gonna be stressed and frustrated every day. You want this big house with a pool in the backyard with 3-4 cars, but every day you stressing out because you don't see it. But you have to be patient. You have to master the art of patience, because if not, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. And I've experienced that before. Like, when I'm not patient, and it's one thing that I still get reminded of, that I have to get reminded of daily, but it's to be patient and just believe and have faith that everything is going to work out, and it's going to work out when it's supposed to work out. And that's just one thing I've really been big on lately. And actually, to be honest, I enjoy it. I'm really falling in love with the process of having faith and being patient and just believing in God's timing. Like, and when you look back at your life and look at a lot of events, like, you realize that, even though I wanted this car in September, but I got it in January, you know what? That happened for a reason. Because if I would have got it back in September, I probably would have went to all these shows that I got invited to back then that end up getting shot up or something. Like, like you just look back and you realize that God's timing is really always on time, and it's perfect for you. And it all, and when it happens, it all makes sense. When something happens that you wanted to happen before, but when it happens, you like, you know what, I did need it right now. I didn't need it back then. So that's one of the things that I've been trying to, master. I've been working on, and that I really encourage y'all to really work on, and do, because too, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Having a relationship with God, building up the trust, building up faith, talking to Him, being patient, and doing His work, and serving Him, serving His people, and just letting everything fall in line. Everything will align with itself. And struggles and things do not last forever. Now, that's not to say that you're not gonna go through things. You're not gonna go through things for the rest of your life. Like, oh, it's gonna be gravy one day, so every other day gonna be gravy next. No, we still gonna go through things. It's lives. It's gonna happen, but that's okay though. You just keep the mindset of just keep God first. That's the best, one of the best advice and piece of advice I can give. Keep God first. Hold on to Him. Build a relationship with Him, and also not only trusting in Him, but trusting yourself too. We have to trust in yourself and believe in yourself. If you don't believe something's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. Simple as that. It's not gonna happen the way you want it to happen. It's not gonna happen how you want it to happen. None of that. If you don't truly believe in yourself, you have to believe in yourself. We can't keep focusing on what we didn't do in the past or situations that happened in the past. We can't over focus on the future, trying to make things so perfect. We have to be in the present moment every day. We can focus on the future, focus on the present, but do not focus on the past. You can think about the past and you can think about the future, but don't focus so much on the two. Stay present. Find a new goal every day. Find something to be excited about every day within your day. And I promise, like, things will work out. They're going to work out in your favor. Things always end up working themselves out. Even if you don't physically work yourself out, work it out, it's going to work itself out. You just have to trust and believe that it will. And I swear, as long as you trust and believe that things are going to work out, you trust and believe in God, you trust and believe in His word, you trust and believe in yourself, your life will go the way you would want it to go. Now, that's not going to say every single thing is not going to happen the exact specific way you want it to, but it's going to work out in the way that it needs to. So just remind yourself, be patient with yourself. Sometimes we may mess up, sometimes we may get a little backtrack, but hey, everybody makes mistakes. And every day isn't perfect. Every day isn't rainbows and sunshines. Some days it rains, some days it's gloomy. Some days it might be a tornado today, earthquake tomorrow. By the end of the week, we got rainbow, sunshine, it's gold and leprechauns. So just be patient with yourself and give yourself grace. Which is, I'm also talking to myself when I'm saying this, not even just talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself too, because a lot of times we can beat ourselves up, and really cause ourselves to go into these like deep depressive episodes, or these deep dark episodes and thoughts, because we're not being patient with ourselves. We're human, and we mess up. Everything's not gonna go the way we always want it to go, and sometimes we may fall short, but that's okay. Just remember to pick yourself back up. You may fall short, just get back up. Dust your knees off, just like when you was a kid. You fell on the ground, scraped your knee. Get up, dust your knee off. Go get a bandage, some alcohol, some peroxide, some ointment. Put it on there, put the bandage on there, and keep it pushing, keep it moving. That was the end of this episode. Just a little something. And more episodes. Probably gonna be longer, maybe shorter. We're gonna have guests on. It's not gonna just be me all the time. Because I want people to come on and be able to, like I said, let out your piece for peace. And to be honest, me doing this right now and letting out these different things that I may don't say to everybody, but I'm saying on this podcast, is giving me a sense of peace. To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm feeling better about myself, and I'm feeling better that I even got up and set up my mic and actually went through this whole episode, because it's been a struggle, to be honest. But I did it. I prayed at the beginning of the episode, asked God to help me deliver the message in a way that it needs to be delivered. And I trusted in Him, and I just kept going, even though I had to start over like 10, 14 times. But I know I was going to get it right. But yeah, I want people to be able to come on my podcast and let out whatever they need to say for a better sense of peace. Whether you need to talk about trauma, you want to talk about positive things, you want to talk about your future, you want anything. It can be anything. You want to talk about your dog, you want to talk about your cat, you need to talk about the grass, you need to talk about your yard, your pool, whatever it is you holding in or just need to let out. Let me know. Hit me up. Come on here. I'm inviting you guys to come on here. And let's do it. And this is a safe space, no judgment. Because for one, who am I to judge? Who is anybody to judge? Nobody can judge nobody but God. So yeah, this is a safe space, a judge-free zone. I really just want to create this space where, because I know me, I really wanted a space that I could just feel safe in and just express myself and just talk about what it is I want to talk about without feeling any type of way or feeling like I need to hold things back or not say this, not that. Listen, this, not that here. We say what we need to say, because guess what? At the end of the day, you have to be okay. And if it's some stuff that you need to let out, you need to talk about, you need to let it out. So you can be a better person, and you can be better too. You can be a better daughter, a better son, better father, mother, cousin, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle. A lot of times we hold things in, and not only is it affecting us, but it's affecting the people around us without maybe them not even knowing, without us knowing, because we're going through so much. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. It's Misha T with All Things Said podcast. This was a great episode. I feel like I'm so happy. I'm so proud that I just finished this episode. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I will be back with way more. We're going to be getting into way more deeper topic. And yeah, I love y'all. Remember, put God first. Have patience. Remember what I said, without patience comes what? Frustration. And ask yourself, do you focus more on the past, the present, or the future? I love you guys. See you later.